your girl Nina Montañez.
Hey, yo, what it do? It's your boy Rue, and I'm coming for you. And this is
Sofrito Speaks.
Hey, welcome back. Damas y caballeros y ustedes out there, welcome back to Sofrito Speaks, episode number 2 of season 6, exclusively for our subscribers on Anchor.
So make sure you subscribe because I don't want to hear in my DMs what happened to another episode. Y'all didn't follow instructions.
It's giving. If you subscribed, you get to enjoy a weekly dose of Sofrito. So,
But if you don't, you get one every other week.
right. And if you're sharing the link, I hate you. So on that note, let's head over to our first section, which is El Chisme, the part of the show where we let you know what had us fucked up or jodido this past week. So
I'm gonna let you start. I'm gonna let you start.
Oh,
You got
it's
that.
given. I'm not ready. Definitely what had me fucked up this past week. I definitely fell into a victim mentality, and I caught myself, especially with work. I felt stuck, you know, and I felt like, damn, I'm never going to be able to progress or whatever because I have to work and I have to pay bills and and it literally just got to the point where I just sat there and I was just like, you can make all these excuses or you can figure out how to use your talents to get you what you need to get, because clearly working is not working out for you. So what are you willing to work for? And then it was just like this cycle of reminder of just like, you get up every morning and you're committed to a job, but you can't commit to go to the gym. You know, you every Friday, you know, you have this time where you get to enjoy yourself with your friends, but you can't commit on your weekends to create content or to plan out stuff.
Not you preaching to me.
So for me, I was sitting at my work desk on Thursday and I was just like, so I went into like Google, I got on the calendar and I was just like, boom, mapping, just like, this is what you're going to do this weekend. This is what we're going to do every weekend. Like, time to create content, time to plan and develop. I came today. I didn't come yesterday. I was a little bit busy. I did come to clean the studio, but I had a show. So like,
I think that because we didn't have a space to be creative, that's what stopped us from creating. Yeah. You know what I mean? And now that we have this space, like.
But it's like right now for me, I really just want to utilize this space because our last space, we didn't have video and stuff like that, which was, you know, obviously a big thing. But we didn't really get to utilize it creatively as much as we would have loved to.
Right.
And this time around, I feel like I want to make sure that we're like fully doing things, whether it be via YouTube, whether it be, you know, weekly episodes, we brought them back, whatever it may be. I just want to know that when we finish a season that we did everything that we possibly can, and it's a well-deserved break. We didn't just do what we were doing for a year of just like, all right, let's just link and record this and just call it a day. Yeah. So now that we have the space, definitely want to do more creative things. I want to jump on with other people on other projects and, you know, really just use our space to do that and also gain some income from that as well and help pay that rent. So yeah, I fell into a victim mentality midweek, and then I just like had a realization of just like, but it's a constant realization that I have, and I need to like learn how to put things into play. But just realizing that what I want is obtainable. Other people are doing it, not to compare and contrast, but other people are doing it. And I definitely know that I have the potential to do it. I just need to stop being lazy and take accountability for my actions, because I think that a lot of times you think to yourself like, oh my God, I'm doing everything I possibly can. And then there's that little voice in the back of your head of just like,
are you though?
You know, you're not though. Like you heard other people's journeys, because like all I do is listen to podcasts. So I hear journeys from other people, like how they've gotten there, how they've, you know, gotten to that level with their podcast or with whatever. Like,
and then it's like, oh, it's doable.
Yeah. And then I'm sitting there like, I've never done that. Like what, like why didn't I, you know? So it's just a reminder to yourself of just like, just when you think you're going hard, go harder. And just when you want to give up and complain,
just when you pick up the stride,
just
keep running.
remember, nobody cares. Like, work harder. Like,
yeah,
that's literally what I've been telling myself. Like, nobody cares. Work harder. Remove yourself from everyone, and it's you season right now. Like,
and it really be like that. I think you season got me fucked up because I think I realized this week that I've been in such a me season that I wasn't.
Honey, it's giving me universe.
You know what I mean? Me forever.
Same weather pattern all year.
You stupid. I didn't realize. So I had me fucked up this week. If I'm gonna keep it a buck. I had me fucked up. So I realized that it's to go along with what Ruben was saying. It's like I want these things, but I'm not actually putting forth the consistency that's needed. So just the gym, for example, like there's a goal that I have in mind for the gym.
Yeah.
I love being strong. I love that about me. Like, I love when people automatically assume that a man has to do something that I'm like, oh, what? That's nothing. And I can just go grab it. Like, something that like you would think like stereotypical, a man can do it, like whatever, like lift something heavy. Man, get out of here. I lift my weight and more. Let's go. Let's do it. Yeah. So I love that.
Because I hate when women ask me to do stuff and I'm like,
you can't do that, mama.
Are you?
That's crazy. Good? Like you okay?
It's giving equal employment.
You stupid.
This is what your ancestors fought for.
This is why you guys wanted to work. Fuck whoever was like, we want to work too. No, we don't. No, we don't. Shit. But anyways, so
that's right.
You know what I mean? So this week I was in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I was blessed to be able to attend Transformation Church's Vision 2 conference. It was a lot of prayer, a lot of worship. Like the sermons were absolutely impeccable. Like there was no other place in the world I wanted to be than right there, and seizing that moment and surrendering to it. God showed me a lot about myself, and it kind of had me fucked up. It did. It had me fucked up. But it was in that vulnerability I was able to see that. You know what I mean? And there was a part in the week where I was like, I'm listening to people cry out and surrender. And like, I'm telling you, like, it was like dead silent in the arena. And you could just hear people have come to Jesus moments and they were crying. And I was like, am I broken? When am I going to have my come to Jesus moment? Like, when am I going to be so filled that like, there's nowhere else for this feeling to go, but it's to cry out and to feel all of that. I thought I was broken. I said, dang, maybe I'm not here for the reason I thought I was here for. You know what I mean? It had me question it. Like, maybe I'm not. And then I started to compare my journey to other people. Because I was like, well, she felt that or he felt that. Why didn't I feel that? Like, and then I realized God was like, because that message wasn't for you. You weren't supposed that they received it because of what they've been through. You're not walking the same path. The paths that I walk with them are all different. You know what I mean? Like, and I started to realize, dang, I have a solid life. Because when I heard people's testimonies and like what they were dealing with, they were grappling with, and like the traumas that they had to overcome, I was like, dang. Let me go.
We living good.
Let me. You know what I like? It really made me realize like how beautiful the life that Sulma gave me is. And the heartache that I suffered was because of me. I put myself in situations to be hurt. It wasn't because I had a phenomenal childhood. I had a great upbringing. You know what I mean? Like my mom, like some of y'all get on me because all the shit I be talking about my mom. Listen, my mama know that my content about her is gonna buy her a house one day. Like, stop playing. We know this. We've had this conversation already. But it was that realization of like,
I'm totally paying attention, and if y'all see me fidgeting with the screen, it's because I'm trying to figure out my mic. But
go off. Go. So with that, I like had to sit there and be like, what are you angry about? Like, what are you? And it's not to minimize any triggers or traumas that I do have, because with the things that I have dealt with, like, I've spoken about it in season 1, or was it season 2? This month is actually going to be, this week is actually going to be the 15th year anniversary of my brother's death.
Yep.
And he committed suicide. So if you're new here, there you go.
Welcome.
Welcome. Hello. Way to jump into that. But that was
episode 4
of.
Either
was it dealing with death?
Season 1, yeah.
Or grief or something like that?
Yeah, because I think that third episode was with Lisi, so episode 4.
Yeah, we jumped right. We started to jump in. We were like, all right, gloves are
I
coming
remember,
off.
Like I opened up Caldero Talk with, yeah, I once tried to commit suicide and put a trash bag over my head, and I was like, hearing it back, I was like, whoa.
Right. So that is a trauma. That is a trigger. But damn. Compared to a lot of people, I don't want to say it was easy, but that is something that I was able to overcome. So when I heard other people's cry outs for different things that pastors were speaking on, I was like, oh,
right,
okay, like you felt that. Like a lot of these messages weren't for me because of what I had not been through.
Maybe that was the message you were supposed to receive.
Right. And now sitting here talking about this, being able to like dissect it and like reflect on it, I'm like, oh, that was what I was supposed to receive. I think
that was one of the messages you were supposed to receive on that trip, because there was multiple.
There were multiple. But that was, I realized I'm robbing myself of my own joy because I'm sitting in a headspace that I don't need to be in. Because my life hasn't been hard. And I think so bad when we say that we're from the hood, that we want to prove to people that we're from the struggle.
Yeah.
Baby, I didn't struggle the way some of y'all struggled.
Speak on that.
I did not struggle the way some of y'all struggled. Listen, I never had to worry about
where your next
what meal was coming from. I never had to worry about heat being cut off, lights being cut off. I always had a backyard to play in. Lord Jesus, when I think about my upbringing, I had one of the best upbringings. I ain't even gonna hold you. Did things piss me off? Absolutely. Did people piss me off? Absolutely. But when I had to sit back and look at it as in a bigger picture, baby, it was a walk in the park.
Oh, baby, I remember when I realized that I was like, yo, I really did have it good until I left home.
Yep.
Like, well, I left home at 15, and that's when I I remember the day that I realized, like, yo, you were complaining that whole time you were in a home that had heat, like nothing beats
clean
14
clothes.
Degrees outside, and you have to take a cold shower because now you're living somewhere that they don't pay their heat bill. And sleeping with a nice bed where now I spent like 3 years sleeping on someone's floor just because I needed a place to sleep. Like all these things that like when I was like right before I was about to turn 30, like I remembered going back to all of that I had threw away in the memory bank of just like, I never want to think about this again. And like realizing like, damn, you really did have it good. And like going to my mom and just being like, yo, thank you. And I'm sorry that I was such a fucking brat. Because literally like you gave us everything. Single mother, name brand clothes, name brand sneakers. Like there was not
showed up to all my events, all my sporting events, parent teacher conferences.
You couldn't tell my mom, he can wear Ames. Baby, I remember my dad went to Ames one time and made like a $300 purchase. And she gave every article of clothing away. And she was like, you guys, no, we don't do that. Like she was upset with him. Like he only paid $100 a month and he can't buy you some name brand sneakers? Fuck out of here. No.
LOL. But yeah, so I absolutely, I had myself fucked up for years. And like that realization was like, it was a revelation. I'm gonna call it a revelation because it was like oh my goodness. And then with that, situations that I put myself in that weren't like crazy or whatever, what have you. But when I listen to other people's stories and their outcome in a situation that I too was in, I'm like, God was by my side the whole time, even when I wasn't seeking him. You know what I mean? That was you want someone to tell you about you? Go to God and ask you. Go to God and ask him about you. He gonna show you. Yo, listen, that was the best thing that could have happened for me. So I had me fucked up this week.
It seems like we both had each other.
Amongst people having me fucked up, but
yeah.
that might be a conversation I have to like. I know we talked about it, but I need to filter. I need to like filter pieces out to get to like the main message. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that will come at a later date.
Alrighty, y'all. Let's head over to our next section, which is
Ay bendito.
This is the part of the show where we go through local headlines or bigger headlines, and we kind of give you guys our opinion. Jesus, I cannot. I'm like, you guys, our opinion. I want to talk about Miss Cardi B and Nicki Minaj going at it.
They still going at it?
Oh, baby, it's still happening. I guess like
what did I miss?
This started a few weeks ago, and you know, obviously Nicki Minaj throwing shots. And
was that the whole Twitter thing where she changed her icon to like
her
not me saying icon profile pic to Remy Ma? I was like, what is going on?
Nicki changed it to JT. So Nicki dropped super.
Who's JT?
From City. From City Girls. That was cute.
You said JT. I thought Justin Timberlake. I'm gonna hold you.
Ain't nobody got you like I love you. Hey. It's a long drama, and I'm probably not even gonna get it correct because I'm obviously Team Barty as always. But it's just pretty entertaining. But it's also really sad that in the female rap industry, like they're pinned against each other like this. And then you look at the male rap industry where there's like never really much beef between big name rappers. Like these are all big name female rappers. These are not up and comers. These are not trying to get their start. These are women who are on Billboard and making money and making charts. And it's sad to see them all do this when we think back to the Left Eyes and the Missy Elliott's and the Little Kims of the 90s, and they were just more
Queen
about
Latifah, like unity, UNITY.
Yes, we're women. We can rap. We can do this.
We can coexist. We can be in the same space, but we all got a different flavor.
You know, and then there was Foxy Brown, which, you know, looking foxy. But yeah, like just to see it now. And just to see how, like, it's entertaining, yes, but at the same time, it's kind of sad to see, you know, and especially with them being women and everything is just weird. It's a weird space. I had to,
and it's always, like, my thing is like, they're black women. Protect black women. And then it's like, y'all tearing each other down.
But it's also a lot of their fan bases doing it. And I see that. Like, I'm part of Barty Gang and, you know, and I support all female rappers first and foremost. But obviously, I love Cardi B. Like, that's my sweetheart. But when I see the tweets and stuff, and I'm like, I just like, it's the delusion for me. Like a lot of these cats out there are just like, you know, Cardi B this, and I'm just like hearing the stories and the way that they're tweeting, and I'm just like, you are tweeting as if this person is coming to you every week and giving you a check, and that is weird energy. That's weird ass energy. Like,
look at what happened to. But who was it? The shorty that she's suing her for $3 million for defamation of character.
Yes, was Cardi B ended up winning that.
She won, but the thing is that this girl
Allegedly.
only has like $1,600 in her bank account. This is what happens when you keep playing with people. Yeah, if you don't got the money to back it up, shut the fuck up.
And not only that, but it's just it's a weird thing. Like, and I don't know if it happens in sports. I'm sure it does. It happens in every field. But to go that hard for someone, and I'll be liking. I like and I retweet. You know, and there's been a couple times where I've tweeted and I've had to delete it because when I read it back, I'm just like, you sound stupid. Like, what?
I've had to do that a couple times.
Here,
like
Nicki Minaj, da, 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 and then I'm like reading it back and I'm like,
take it down.
Right. I'm like,
take it down.
You don't even know Nicki Minaj. You don't know Cardi B. You don't know any of these people. You just like their music. And I love all, trust me, I can rap any Nicki verse. Don't play with me. Like, I love all the females. I love all the girls. But like I said, where my heart is right now is with Cardi. But just to see them feuding is kind of like, we need to stop and just come out with a ladies' night part 2 and call it a fucking day. So that had me a little bit fucked up. I had to literally get off Twitter because it was too much for me. Like, overwhelming.
So in terms of the headline, what is the beef? Like, why did she post JT?
Well, because JT ended up congratulating Glorilla, who is a new female rapper, and Cardi and Glorilla have a single.
Yeah, I saw that
tomorrow too. But she only ended up congratulating Glorilla. So the song went popping because Cardi got on the track, and that's so Cardi found offense to it because the fans were like, "Yo, how you only gonna congratulate Glorilla?" When everybody knows that the song went number one because Cardi's verse.
Well, I mean, I guess.
And JT's response was, I've congratulated Cardi throughout my whole career. Like, it's just, I'm congratulating Glorilla because the highlight is Glorilla. She has a number one song right now. Like, for a female rapper, she has a top song. Like, that's who it's for. Obviously, it goes with Cardi as well. I just didn't say Cardi. But then Cardi is, Cardi is Miss Queen Petty. And she's going to be a little... and she ran and posted and she was like, lapdog. And then JT wrote back and she was like, wiener dog. And then it just...
The fuck is a lapdog?
Lapdog meaning like, because JT is on... Clearly, okay, this is how you guys know that Nita is so hot.
Please educate me, because I'm literally sitting here like, yo, I really don't care about these celebrities. Like, on some real shit. What?
This is how you know I made this section.
In case you needed proof, this was it. Because I'm sitting here like, what?
So JT's on Super Freaky Girl, and all the girls that are on Super Freaky Girl have been beefing with Cardi one by one every week. So JT was the last of the batch. I think they still have Bia. She's on the track. And Super Freaky Girl is Nicki's track. She made a remix with 4 or 5 female rappers. And so that's how all of this is coming about. Where the remix happened, all the rappers were chosen, and then one by one, all the rappers started attacking Cardi B. So then Cardi's just been eating them up, like with comebacks, pettiness, all of this. And so that's where we're at, JT. So we still have one.
So they're lapdogs because they're just doing like they're Nicki's puppets.
Yes.
I caught on. Got it.
So that's where all of that came from.
Okay.
On another note, I wanted to talk about this Paul Logan.
Yo, this one I know about. This one I know about.
The way that I sat there and I was just like, Lord Jesus, make it make sense. I was like, make it make sense.
Listen, we already shouted out Dean Huertas, but once again, because Dean had to gather him.
Yeah, the way that it was not making any type of sense. And I was just like, the fact that you feel you can go and try to say that Bad Bunny is being a hypocrite or whatever because he's profiting off that same, what is it?
Tax break
that you're like, he's a native. Okay, he did his time, right? Mm-hmm. He grew up poor. He grew up with, he knows what that island is like. Not only that, is he not,
contributes. He still lives there.
He still lives there, contributes, goes in and helps. Like, you ran away when Hurricane came. Bad Bunny wasn't there because he was on tour. So we cannot compare. Mm-hmm. He was still working, right? But if he wasn't on tour, he would be there. During the pandemic, when they were trying to get rid of, I forgot that idiot's name, but the
governor?
Yeah, the governor of Puerto Rico.
Bad Bunny was in the mix. Bad Bunny was there,
like,
for the protests.
Are we really sitting here doing this? And then, where were you? Oh, you were trying to be a boxer. That's right. And then it's all these things that I was just like, yo, the whites really like.
Y'all really have one thing the whites got. It's the audacity.
Yo, no, the caucasity of it all.
Caucasity.
Because what the fuck? Like, what? I don't know.
And why are they all moved? Why are y'all going to Puerto Rico? Like, it's just a tax break? Like, that's why y'all going? Like,
y'all so thirsty for an extra $1,000. Y'all want to go and claim land that ain't yours.
I mean, they did it here. It's in their blood. It's in their ancestry. It's in their lineage.
So fucking
that's what y'all do. Claim land that's not yours.
Claim everything that's not yours.
Right.
Now we got them on TikTok and they doing all these TikTok dances created by,
Oh, my favorite. Creatives. You want to know what pissed me off in the headlines? Hailey Bieber did the whole like brown lip liner. I'm pissed that I'm even bringing this shit up because it's so fucking stupid. But it was how the cholas.
Oh yeah.
It stems from LA. That whole like I don't even want to call it an aesthetic because the white girl made it an aesthetic. This is a way of life for cholas and cholos. The brown lip liner and then the gloss. Hailey Bieber did that shit, and what the fuck did she call it? She called it something else or whatever, and everybody was like eating it up. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Did y'all know that the hoop earring, the lip liner, and like half up, half down hairstyle is now called the clean girl aesthetic? But it was ghetto when only Latinas were doing it. It was ratchet when we were the only ones doing it. But now that the white girls this is why I haven't really fully have just dived into social media, because this shit makes me mad. Like, I get styles come around, but it's the way that we glorify these basic ass white girls and how they gentrified styles that we have been passed down from generation to generation, from our individuality, our uniqueness, our culture. But now it's that cultural appropriation and gentrifying things that y'all once deemed ghetto and gross and nasty and dirty and poor and ratchet, but now it's a clean girl aesthetic. Now it looks good because you
now it's giving profit.
This is why I have not been able to jump on the wave of social media like fully, because I'm sick of seeing these, again, basic white girls who have nothing to contribute, talentless, okay? And if you're mad about what I'm saying, baby, if the shoe fits, lace that bitch up and wear it. I'm not about to sit here and try and tiptoe around your feelings when you don't give a fuck about ours. And when we're crying out it's cultural appropriation, at least know the history behind what the fuck you're doing before you even do it and post about it and make it look cute and use a hashtag and or use a trending sound on TikTok and or Instagram. At least give the credit where credit is due and tag the people who created these styles, these songs, these dances. At least have the decency to fucking tag us. The only time y'all motherfuckers want to tag us as if it's a fucking Kardashian. Don't worry. Man, I'm done. I said my piece.
I have nothing else to say to that, because I definitely agree. I think that a lot of TikTok trends that they keep taking, like I just saw, I'm drawing a blank. I just saw, Cleotrapa was like,
she's so funny.
She is.
She's so
and
funny.
And she could rap her off.
Yo.
Rap her ass off.
She's dope.
But yeah, so she basically posted a video, and like, this is an old video. I just happened to see it. This white girl was like, oh, I'm going to tip you, per. And Cleotrapa was like, can we just have something? Like, damn, not per. Like, can we just have something? And I'm like, it's true though. Like we can't have anything. They gotta take can't have everything. Anything. You know what they should be taking is a bath, because the way that some of the corn be out there on that field, baby, I'll be like,
it's giving Fritos.
Giving tough.
tough. Okay.
Anyways, on that note, that's all we kind of have right now. Let's go ahead and head to our next section, which is Caldero Talk.
All right, you guys, welcome to Caldero Talk, which is a part of the show where we are going to give you the meat of it. You know what I mean? We're going to serve it to you on your abuela's favorite floral china. We're going to dissect and discuss a topic. And with that being said...
What is said topic?
What is said topic? You so annoying. Our said topic is... What the fuck is our topic?
I guess basically just breaking into the differences of being alone versus being lonely.
There we go. Alone but not lonely. There we go. I knew we had like a name and it was escaping me. Damn. We do too much sometimes. I be forgetting. It's okay. But yeah. So do you want to start us off?
I think, yeah, awesome. Definitely. Like, totally.
Oh my God. Please do. Yes.
Yeah. So like.
Stop.
I think for me, being alone versus lonely kind of just means like if I'm alone, I'm comfortable in my space. I'm comfortable with being by myself, which I definitely do, like taking yourself on a date, going out for a drive by yourself, cracking up at your own joke.
I think I'm so funny.
Yeah, like I just be sitting there and the way that things play off in my head, like as I'm watching TV, I'm like,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I'm like, Ruben, you fucking stupid. Like, what the hell's your problem?
Yo.
Being lonely is when you remove the people and you suddenly feel like not comfortable by yourself. And I've definitely been in that period in my life numerous times. Mm-hmm. I've definitely been in that period of just like wanting to hang out with certain people just to have people around.
Yep.
And you probably can relate. Like, you ever just chill with someone and then you're chilling and it's going great, but then this moment hits you and it's like a car hitting a wall. Like, it's just like, why are you chilling with this person? Like, they say something
and you're just like,
it's
time to
tú eres fea. Tú eres fea. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to chill with you. Y me voy para la casa. And then you don't go to the casa because you're there. Like, it's happened to me so many times. And recently I've like just been trying to get comfortable with being alone again. And not relying on people every weekend, or not relying on people every time that I'm stressed, every time that I feel like I need to speak, every time that anything, because you get into that habit of like you're always on the phone with this one person, you know, you're always talking, you're always cracking
and then
jokes.
When you want to retreat, then it's, yo, what's good with you?
What's good with you? Or which is my favorite, I love when people do this, when people are like, oh, but because I just recently went through this with one of my really good friends, and I was like, yo, but like, y'all never like, and I was joking, but I guess maybe like it's coming from a place, and I had to like analyze that. I was just like, yo, why don't you ever like figure out where we should go eat? Like, why don't you ever figure out any plans? Why is it always me coming up with plans? And then when I come up with plans that are things that I like to do, it's always, oh, you know, you always want to do the same thing. Well, because I like that. I like doing that. So come up with a plan. Oh, crickets? That's what I thought.
So either you're getting in the car or you're getting left.
Yeah, like, so it's like...
But we talked about that earlier. It's like that when you're always the friend that leads, when you decide to take a back seat,
it's a problem. It's a problem, and it's the followers who don't know how to see the vision of leading, that when you give them the opportunity to be a line leader, they don't know what to do because you didn't tell them which door to go through, because they weren't given the direction to enter the building. They weren't given that. These are kids who need a teacher. There's kids who need teachers in school, and then there's people who just go to school and not understand the concept. I'm just here to learn and get better, as opposed to having somebody think for me and show me the way. I'm able to put a thought together and be able to be by myself to get there.
Independent.
And if you've never been in a position to be independent, then how the fuck? Well, not even how the fuck. Why the fuck are you in a position of trying to worry about having some goddamn friends? You need to focus on being alone. You are who I'm talking about. Being alone, getting comfortable in that spirit, getting comfortable in that body that you've been neglecting. Okay? Instead of sitting there worrying about, damn, why don't they ever hit me up and invite me out? And you know why? You know where this is coming from?
Preach.
This is coming from like literally like,
yo, preach.
I have been that friend that I've sat there and I've seen my friends go out, and I've seen my friends go on trips, and I would sit there and I'm like, damn, I wish I had friends like that. About my own friends.
Oh! You better say that. You better say that.
And I've had to sit there and I'm like, but nigga, my bad. I need to eliminate that from working on it. I was like, yo, my guy, like, you're literally saying that about your own friend. Like, you didn't get the hit up. You didn't get the invite. But, and I just saw something that I posted today. I'm like, yo, some girl was like, I've realized that I don't really have friends. I realized that I'm a good friend when I'm the party friend. But when it comes down to like seeing a group of friends and that trust and that relationship, I realize when I look around, I'm really just by myself. And I'm like, yo, that's how I be feeling. I be feeling like that. And I've had to sit there and I've had to have conversation. I recently reconnected with, you know, a lot of my friends from my childhood. And I'm very happy to have 2 of them back.
We love
and
that.
then the most recent one that I reconnected with, you know, I put it out there and I was just blatantly like, yo, the way that y'all dispose of me, like I'm so easy to throw away, that shit will remain in my fucking head the rest of my fucking existence. Because the way that people have kept me close and appreciated me and valued me and understood me, but the way that you, who I was close to, was so quick to just throw me away, that will never leave my brain. And on that note, that's why I stay the fuck alone.
I can forgive you, but I ain't gonna forget.
Yeah. And so, anyways, back to that, because it went into friendship real quick, but I think that that's a great way to measure if you can handle being alone. Yep. Like I said, I was in a period where, like, especially in the summer, baby, I just want to chill. I want to chill. I want to throw some ass. I want to chill, yo. And I will chill with who.
He's a little social butterfly in the summertime.
I'm like, yeah, hang up. I love this bitch. Every time I see her, she throwing some ass. Let's do this. Then the fall come around and I look at the videos and I'm like, that ass clumpy. I don't know why I chilled with that bitch. So, yeah, I think I'm still working on that alone factor. But I do love being alone.
Yes.
But I do spend a lot of time alone. So I can see both sides. I can be a little lonely or whatever, you know.
The thing is that when we were talking about this topic, like I said this last episode, I like me. I love me. I love being by myself. If I invite you in, I gotta fuck with you. You know what I mean? When I really think about it, I don't think I've ever been lonely because I don't put my self-worth in the hands of other people. Because I've learned that I am a good friend. I'm a phenomenal friend. You tell me you got something you want to work on, baby, how we gonna work on it to get you there? You tell me you want to go for this thing, what do we have to do to get you there?
I am not that friend.
I am that friend.
I've learned that.
Okay, and it's not to say one's better than the other. That is a way that I show love. That is for me. So if you can relate to Ruben, that's what's up. If you can relate to me, that's what's up.
Okay, if you can relate to Ruben, comment. If you can relate to Nina, like. We gonna see
how many of me's there are, how many of hims there is. But yeah, I don't, and I think that's why when there is a falling out, it always seems like it's coming from my end. And it wasn't that. It's because
it's easy to point the finger towards you.
Yeah.
Because you're always the leader in the situation.
Like, oh, you stopped doing this. Oh, you stopped doing that. Okay, well, did you pick up the slack? If I'm not pressed about it, if I'm not upset about it.
I hear that.
Why are you upset? What have you done to lead? Because guess what? If you're lonely and you need to be around people, and I might be one of those people you want to be around. I have a cat hair on my nose. I can see it. If you're one of those people that needs to be around other people, then you need to express that. Because I can be alone and be perfectly fine. But sometimes I find that the people God puts in my life aren't comfortable with being alone. So when they meet somebody like me, sometimes it's fun in the beginning.
It could also be very confusing to them.
Yes.
It could also be very, I guess, in the same sense of confusion, misleading. You know, so it's really just what it really is being misunderstood. And not only that, what I think the bigger issue is the fact that you've put if you are somebody who always needs to be around people, you have put your happiness in people's hands, and that is a problem, right? Because if the world was to end today and you were the only one who survived, you would actually be the end of the human race because you won't be able to handle it mentally, baby. And you need to figure that out. That's a trauma response from being alone.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. But again, like, what are you do? Like I said last week, learning yourself. I can confidently say I've never felt lonely because I can sit in my own presence. I think I'm funny. I literally, like, it's ridiculous. And that, I feel like there's layers to self-love. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't always loved myself. I've liked myself, but the level that I'm at now is I love myself. So if I invite you into my space, be prepared. Like, understand what that comes with. If you are insecure, there's nothing I can do about that.
If you are insecure,
and do not project it onto me, because one thing I'm gonna do, baby, I'm gonna hold up the mirror. Because I've done the work. I'm doing the work. I am consistently, every day, it is progression, not perfection. Every day I am doing the work. And if you only do the work for a week and you come around me who's been doing the work for years, we're on two different levels. You know what I mean? So if you are, like, to bring it back, if you are lonely, you cannot expect other people to fulfill you in a way that you need to be fulfilled. If you cannot communicate how you need to be fulfilled, that's an unfair expectation you're putting on other people.
But I think even deeper than that, like, what I always try to remember is, like, surround yourself around people that you are inspired by, motivated by, or just have a good time with. But the difference is you don't need that person to be inspired, motivated, or to have a good time.
You better say that. Like, you better say that.
You know, and then another big thing that I've always been labeled as, oh, you're so selfish. You know, everything is always about you. It's not always about me, baby. But if I don't want to do it, bitch, I'm not going to do it.
Period.
If I don't want to go to the movies with you, I don't want to. You're not my movies person. The movies might be a personal thing for me. I just want to go alone. I'm not going to go. Don't mean I hate you.
Damn, you never want to do this. Go. Why? How come it's so...
Damn, I recently had someone tell me that, like, oh, damn, you never want to, you never want to go bowling. Okay, well, when did you plan to go bowling?
You feel me? And then when we pose the question back to you, now we're the problem.
When did you hit me up and say, yo, let's go bowling? Because if I recall, if memory serves me right, when I asked you last week or whatever, and I was like, yo, what do you want to do? What should we do? I don't know. It's given very much, okay, so my safe space, my fun time, where I like to go on a Friday night, y'all know, is throw some ass. That's what I enjoy. So guess what? So that's what I'm going to bring to the table. Let's go here. No, I don't like, okay, so then you figure out what you want to do, because this is what I'm going to do. And until you give me another plan that's better, I'm going to stick with this. So don't get mad. But
listen. There's so many angles to this.
I know that a lot of people don't feel comfortable being alone, because when they see you alone, they think that you are wanting their company. Right? Have you ever been in a moment, like when I went to Puerto Rico, I had a moment where I just wanted to just be in. But
that's the thing, though, is that, like, when that is an insecurity in them, because there have been moments, not to cut you off, like, there have been moments where I'm by myself and people have approached me, is everything okay? Why do we automatically default to something is wrong because someone is alone? Someone is choosing to be with their own company. Why is that? Is it because you can't do it, so it looks odd? It makes you feel weird? Because, listen, I've gone to the movies by myself. I've gone to the bar by myself.
I love going to dinner by myself.
Yeah, yesterday in the airport, I literally walked over to go sit at a bar, and I had my own drink, and they were like, "Are you expecting anybody?" No. Me, myself, and I, and maybe the Holy Spirit. I don't know. That's it. But I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna enjoy this drink. You know what I mean? So I've learned that when people want to comment on you being by yourself, it's because it makes them uneasy.
Yeah.
I've never walked up to somebody who's unless they look like concerned, like I've never walked up to somebody by themselves and be like, yo, you good? You okay? I've never felt convicted to do that. But go on, you alone in Puerto Rico?
Yeah, I mean, when I was alone, I had a moment where I was in El Yunque, and I just swam away from everyone. Like we were in the river, and I just was like, I just swam away from everyone, and I just wanted a moment.
Yep.
And it was like automatically when I swam, what's wrong? Are you good? Are you good? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm like, I just wanted a moment to just take this in, look around, and realize the beauty that I'm in right now. Realize
and soak
this
it
very
in.
moment.
Not behind a camera lens, not behind a phone, but just soaking in.
I can't. Yeah. I mean, y'all saw me. If you follow me, y'all saw me document that whole trip in Puerto Rico. But when I tell you that was hard, like, I was like, I got to pick up a camera. Okay. I got to do this.
I have drafts sitting from when I got to the airport last Tuesday. And the draft never made it out the airport. Because I was just so like, fuck this. I don't need to document this. This is not for anybody. This is an experience for me.
Yeah.
I will gladly sit with you and talk to you about my experience, but I don't need to show it in order to prove that I was there. I know I was there.
And then I had a moment, because the first day that I went to Puerto Rico, I didn't document. Because I was fighting with that. Like, do I want this trip? Like, this trip was completely different from any trip. Like, I was like, do I want to share this trip? Do I want to share this trip? And then I was like, you know what? I do. Because I know that I'm going to do so many amazing things that I want people to be inspired to come here and to see the beauty that this is. Especially when people always just see the negatives of Puerto Rico. They always see the same hoods. They always see people just going to their tia's house, to their tio's house. I want to show the beauty. This is what you can see if you just get out of your comfort zone a little bit. And I think that's exactly what I did. But yeah, I mean, the whole picking up and I'm just like, it's a bit weird.
It's too much. It's too much. I don't know. I feel like it takes away from the experience when you're so concerned on like, oh, is this going to be a good shot? Is this going to be a good thing? But
I've been practicing that too. Like when I go out, I went to a reggaeton festival and I wanted to post a lot. And then I just like caught myself midway and I was like, yo, just put your phone away. Like, put your phone away and just fucking dance. Like that's what you really want to do is dance. So who cares? They're not here. They had the opportunity to buy tickets. They could have.
Yep. And they didn't. Oh well.
So
unfortunate. Here's my time. Like I'm not gonna watch someone else have fun. I'm gonna go create the fun. But to circle it back to that lonely versus alone, I think you and I have done a really good job of knowing when to say no or yes. Like there have been times where I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, girl, I'm gonna be honest, it's just me. And I've never held it against him. I've never had an attitude about it. I'm like, you know what? Felt that. Maybe I should do that too. Yeah. It's just that simple. Like
I think it's important like to communicate to people of just
yes.
like right now I'm not. And
if you feel a type of way, check yourself. If you feel a type of way because someone is telling you that they want to be by themselves, check your ego. Yeah. Because how did you just make this about you?
Yep.
You asked me if I wanted to hang out. I said no, and now you have an attitude. Always be prepared for a no, so you could be pleasantly surprised when it's a yes.
Oh, I like that. I like that right there.
Listen, oh man, I'm telling you guys, and I learned about myself this week that I am operating from a very selfish space. And do I think that it is negative? No, it's not, because it's beneficial to me. And if you don't understand it, then it's not for you to understand. You guys got to understand, we all have lives to live. My life is not for you. It's not for you. So why are you picking up offense when something doesn't go your way? When it's about me, like, help me make this make sense. Right. I like to be, I enjoy myself. Right. I do. I don't know how many ways I can say
baby,
this.
When you don't do the self work, the work gonna do itself. Okay. And when you are feeling like that, about other people, it's because you are projecting. That is how you feel about yourself. And not only that, that is how you have allowed people to treat you in the past. And now you think that everyone's treating you that exact way. And it's about understanding individuals. It's about understanding individuality. Mm-hmm. It's about understanding that every person is walking on their own path. Mm-hmm. And maybe they're just not seeing you. And that's okay too. You know, they don't have to see you. It's okay. You can't take personal offense. I used to take offense when I would walk by someone and they wouldn't say hi to me. I used to be like, yo, what the fuck? Like, who the fuck they think they are? Do you know who I am? Until I realized that, yes, they may be looking at your direction, but they ain't looking at you. And that's okay, because they're focused on something else. And now I do the same thing. I'll walk by someone and I'm like, yo, if I see you, I see you. If I don't, I don't.
Period.
I'm not focused on that.
Why does it have to be this whole
negative thing?
What did I say earlier? Like, yeah, we have a season of singleness, but the season of you is a season that you have to focus on. And last week we talked about, peace being boring. But today we're talking about alone versus lonely.
Oh, yeah.
So when protecting your peace becomes boring, check yourself. Can you be alone with yourself? Like I said last week, you have to spend the rest of your life with you. If you don't like you, how are you going to expect other people to like you? Why are you expecting other people to show you you? Because sometimes they might not always show you the side that you think you want to see or the side that you think you're portraying. It's perspective. I don't care about what other people think.
Period.
I really don't. Why? Because I'm going to get up here, I'm going to talk my shit. Like, what are we talking about? You know what I mean? Like, but again, it all just boils down to, do you like you? Do you want to spend time with you at the end of the day? Because if you don't, again, why would you expect other people to want to be around you?
Yep.
And that is something that I've learned in the last few years. Like, I used to be, and please, real quick, just a real quick PSA, mi gente. If you are not in the mental space to be out, but someone invites you out and you know you're going to be a sour puss the whole time you're out, just fucking say no. Just say no. You don't have to go. Because what happens is if you're already in that space and then you go out, then you're sitting there with un cara. Now I'm pissed because don't nobody want to approach my ass. Don't nobody want to talk to me because I got your stupid little cloudy ass sitting next to me. The thing is that, and I speak on that so hard because I used to be that person. I didn't want to go out, but I would still go, and I would be mad the whole time I was out, and then I would just be uncomfortable, and then people didn't want to be around me. And I would sit there and wonder why. Bitch, because the energy that I was putting out was negative. And understanding that and learning that about myself, like, you don't have to go out because they invited you. You can say thank you for the invite, but it's gonna be a no for me. Learn to say no. And with that, it's in my alone time. It's in my alone time that I learned that about myself. When you're alone, what are you talking to yourself about? Are you busy looking at what fulana's doing and being upset that they didn't invite you out?
Isn't that like Stockholm syndrome? Isn't that what that is?
FOMO would be FOMO, like the fear of missing out.
Yeah.
But what do you mean Stockholm syndrome? Stockholm syndrome is
like, I
like,
don't know what that is. I don't know.
You so stupid. You said use the term you don't know what I ain't even gonna explain.
It's giving Stockholm syndrome.
You stupid. But it's again, like, if you don't, I'll say this, and this will be my final piece. If you are not okay with being by yourself, you cannot expect other people to be okay with being around you. If you are lonely, you gotta handle that. Because you cannot be mad at somebody who's not gonna understand what it is that you need when you can't even communicate that. Because you don't know what you need because you're too busy trying to fill your time with other things, people, events, whatever, what have you. I could be alone, but I'm never lonely.
And on that note, we will close out this Caldero Talk and head over to our last section of the show, which is A Reposar. All right, y'all, welcome back to the last section of the show, which is Reposar. We're going to leave you guys with a nice little piece and positive quotes and then give you guys some announcements at the end. Do you want to start off?
Yeah. Honestly, though, like, quick shout out to y'all and the people that have reached out and reposted us. Greatly appreciate y'all.
Facts.
We see it. I'm going to be honest. We are not the best at responding. Real talk. We just like see it. Yo, you saw that? Yeah, we saw it. And then we go about our business. That is something that we're working on this season, being more interactive with the audience. Just because, you see something, you forget about it, and then you just keep it pushing.
If you see something, say something.
You're so annoying. But thank you guys so much for like the follows, the likes, the comments, the reshares,
the subscribers.
Yes, we absolutely.
Cause baby, the rent ain't cheap.
You stupid. Anyways, but for my quote, I don't even. What did I say last week? I don't remember what I said last week, but I feel like it might be a repeat from last week because it's just what is coming to my mind. But comparison is the thief of joy.
I think that is what you said.
I think that is what I said last week. You know what I mean? But it still resonates with me, and with this topic today, and be alone versus lonely. If you are comparing your self-love journey to others, you're gonna feel alone. It's gonna be lonely. But if you understand you and what it is that you need, then you'll be okay with being alone. So, right. And you'll find joy in that. So thief is comparison is the thief of joy. Lord. Now that we got that out. So just focus on yourself. Focus on you. You don't need, if you retreat, please stop thinking you got to explain yourself to people. Please stop thinking that, you're the bad guy because you're choosing yourself in this season. Choose yourself. But when you choose yourself, make sure that the people that you can
be socially responsible while choosing yourself.
Right. Like, make sure that you can talk to those people about what it is that you need so that they understand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've been very vocal about what seasons of my life I've been in.
Yeah.
And I don't think people are hearing me. So now they're in their feelings about it. But that's not for me to dissect. That's for you to dissect. So if you have to retreat. You gotta go find joy and stop comparing yourself to other people.
Right.
Over to you.
I'm definitely gonna say, and this is just because this is what's going on in my head right now. Get out of your mind. Get out of your mind. Get out of that space.
Get out of your mind.
That's literally all that keeps playing in my head, of just like me reminding myself, yo, get out of your head. Get out of those thoughts. Get out of that negative self-talk. Get out of it and get into this world, because life is going to keep moving. And if you don't start taking control of your journey, you're just going to wake up one day 40 years from now and realize that nothing has happened. And then you're going to be depressed again. And then it's a never-ending cycle. And I've seen so many people literally lose it throughout their 20s, literally lose that motivation and that want for more, and then see me now, like even me in my 30s, and I'm out there dancing with kids that are teenagers and coming up to me like, how are you still doing this? And I'm like, honey, I never want to age. Like, the body is hurting, but the soul, like, I have to continue to do what I want to do, because if not, I'm gonna sit down and in 10 years I'm gonna look like how our 40-year-olds, when we were growing up and we were kids, how they looked, and if you don't start making changes, that's exactly where you're going to get. And all of that needs to be from you getting out of your mind and getting into the reality of how things really are right now. And are you happy? Are you fit? Are you doing the best that you can with your soul? Are you doing the best you can with your body? Are you around the right type of people? Are you comfortable being alone? All of those things, none of that is going to be easy. But if you don't do the work now, the time is going to come, baby.
Nothing worth having is easy.
Yep. Like that. Fuck out of here. And on that note, I do want to also thank you guys for liking, commenting, and subscribing this season. We are trying new things. We're definitely trying to bring you guys more content. Like I said earlier in the episode, it's all about planning and just making sure that we are all happy with what we're giving you too, because it's important to do things that align with our brands rather than just do things like other people probably do.
Yeah.
So I think that's what makes Sofrito Speaks a little bit more unique than other podcasts. And I definitely want you guys to continue to like and continue to comment and continue to subscribe and help the growth of this podcast, because we literally started with 0 and nothing, and we're at, I think, 1,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
And we have both grown so much. I think the other day I was reminding myself, this podcast journey has been like a diary
Yo,
that we've been sharing with the world. And if you listen to season 1, those are 2 very different people than who's sitting here right now in front of you guys on camera. So yeah, thank you guys for coming along for the journey.
Yeah.
And here's to some more. My name is Rosales, and I'm blasting off.
And I'm Nina Montañez. Stay blessed, mi gente. Thank you for tuning into this episode of Sofrito Speaks.
Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Sofrito Speaks to keep up with all of our latest content.